I kind of, it's funny, my friend Rachel, you could tell, who lives in New York, she called me during it and she's like, I hate how everyone looks. I'm not impressed. So I think
Yeah.
that's going to be the like, yeah.
No, I didn't love any of it. If I had to pick a favorite of the dress, I mean, no, nothing. And honestly, nothing was very memorable other than Rana's purple. And I thought that that was like a weird, like Willy Wonka, like, I don't know, George Jetson-esque. It missed me.
You know,
No,
it's really weird on certain reunions like Potomac, Jersey's done this. They actually, I mean, they're different production companies. They give them a dress code. Like
they
Potomac
do.
last, like,
No. We all get dress codes. Everyone did. We did too.
but
They
like
give
they
you a
have
dress
to
code.
match. Like they have to match where it's like Potomac. Like I don't see how this ties together. Like what was this theme?
I think that they probably gave them a color palette. So maybe they said, silvers, purples, black, like that. I mean, that's all I can think because
I
this was weird. Oh no, and then Sutton was wearing a blue dress. I mean,
and Erika was in pink.
I saw a clip where she said she was going for the LA Confidential look. And honestly, if she would have, I'm not say that, that's not nice. You know what, I'll tell you, I've had a couple moments, I'm a big person in karma and, really not kicking someone when they're down, and she is really down. So I've had a little bit of a wrestle with myself as far as how much I should verbalize what I think rather than keep it to myself because she's a wounded bird right now. So there's things that I want to say that are not nice at all that I'm like refraining from.
Well, you said a lot last time. So I mean, why stop
Oh,
yourself now?
it's only I have like the Kathryn angel on this shoulder and the Kathryn devil on this shoulder. And I have a horrible side where I can let shit fly. And
Well, do you have any wine or vodka in the house? Like, I mean, it is nighttime. Like that's maybe next time we'll
trust
have
me.
a drink
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. I will say this, ugly is to the bone. And I will say that I think that there's a lot of comments about how different Erika's face is. Like she looks, I don't know if you saw like the SpongeBob SquarePants thing with her face on. And I think it's just depression and it's bad. And she's probably overeating and salt and who knows, comfort foods. But I am a firm believer in ugly always comes out, and maybe she's just shedding right now.
Okay, so let's come back to her because I mean, I feel like that's our big discussion. I guess we could start with like, I mean, I assume as the 4 weeks go on, we're gonna focus on other people. Like to me,
Sure.
this reunion was like Garcelle's. It was all about Garcelle, kind of, right?
Yeah. I was not I didn't like the interaction between Garcelle and Rinna. Hold on, I'm gonna cough for a second. About the race thing.
That kind of caught me off guard.
Me too. That was really awkward for me. Like I was taken aback. I didn't know what the heck to make of that. And I kind of felt like I love Garcelle and the way she brought it up. And I could see that it really was serious for her. And it does, when she heard that, I believed her that she did hear that and that it bothered her. I personally do not believe that Rinna would have said that. I don't think so. I just don't. No, I don't. No.
I mean, it gave me flashbacks to like this whole season of New York. I mean, this is the whole topic. I mean, of course, when she asked Garcelle where she heard this, now I'm like, I mean, I'd love to know.
I think that there's a lot of, and this, I'm speaking from experience. I think that there's a lot of relationships that have been strained between friendships where there's a diversity of color. Because I have a girlfriend who really is, I don't see her that often, but has been a very good friend of mine over the years. And she's Black, and she was mad at me for not being more vocal through the whole BLM movement. And so, I remember when we talked, I thought it was just so strange that because we don't see each other anymore that much because we live in different cities and all these things, that she felt the need to reach out to me and like kind of get on me for not being more vocal. And, I'm a private Instagram account. I just don't comment on stuff like that, and she knows where I stand. And I think that it's one of those things with Garcelle and Rinna where someone wants to see something and everyone's kind of on high alert, questioning if you are who you say you are. And if you really care more about business and Hollywood and being, all of those things. And so I could see that Garcelle legitimately believes it, but I don't think that Rinna said it or did that.
And
it was surprising. It's surprising to me.
Do you think Garcelle, like, this is like, I'm not taking sides. Like, do you think this is like a low blow? Like, well, you're bringing it up now. Like, I mean, you could have brought it up. I mean, like, again, I look at us both being on Rinna's side for once. But like, okay, you had all season, and also like, you could bring it up off camera. Like I don't know, if someone said that's really egregious. I mean, right? Like if someone said, I don't 100%. Want you on this, I don't want you to bring this up on the show. The show has no place for race. That's like a really strong statement. I would be like fuming if I were Garcelle. Like I would be right in the car on my way to Rinna's house. Like, what the fuck?
I have to agree with you. If I was Garcelle and I heard that, I think I would have picked up the phone instantly and said, I don't even think I could have asked over the phone. I would want to see the person's face so I could judge for myself if they're telling me the truth. And I would have had to know the answer right away. I couldn't hold on to something like that. And so in that aspect, for me to say that in the reunion, but maybe then when she said that, I thought to myself, wow, she really, really, truly doesn't trust Rinna. And I think that the friendship is far more damaged than she's letting on to. All I really ultimately thought is they don't have the friendship that they say they have. Friends for 20 years. I've known Garcelle for a long time. I don't see her, but just because you see each other at a party, you're not friends, you're acquaintances. Do they call each other and hang out? Probably not. They know each other from Hollywood.
Yeah.
So.
And do you think like, was it, I mean, I forgot who brought it up, even though we just saw it, but the whole, like, are you still harboring, I think Lisa brought, or was it Andy? Like, are you still harboring, like, are you upset over Denise? And Garcelle's like, no, I'm going to let her fight her own battles. I mean, Garcelle brought it up on Watch What Happens Live. She's brought Denise up quite a bit.
Yeah. I think that Garcelle is really pretty much a straight shooter. And I made a little like mental note to myself. I think what I recognize is Garcelle hasn't adjusted to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna. And when she said to Rinna, you changed, and then Rinna was saying, Harry and I said that Garcelle's changed, and Harry said she's different and she's not happy and all that. I think that Garcelle, just the same way when you and I started talking, however many months ago when I did the podcast for the first time, I said, there's parts of Rinna, I don't know this girl. And that was after the season with Denise. And I think that Garcelle's adjusting to the Rinna of Real Housewives.
That makes sense.
She doesn't trust it. She doesn't trust it. And I think that the same way I said to you, I don't know that Lisa Rinna. And I think that the line is getting blurred when the reality TV show starts to become your real life. And she might be losing herself a little bit in that. Yeah.